The music industry has been undergoing a transformation over the last decade. The advent of MP3 technology and peer-to-peer file sharing has made it easier than ever to access new types of music. These new technologies have forced record labels to change their business models and find new ways to market bands and albums. The rise of digital music stores such as iTunes has changed the ways we consume music from a focus to albums on a focus of singles. This is Tyler Calkins from Bradford, PA. He's here to talk about his band, Marshmallow Overcoat. What websites have worked best to help promote your band's music?
Yeah. So far it's been pretty much trial and error with the websites. And we started out by making a MySpace, and that's pretty much how everybody starts out, I think. That or a normal website anyway. You can take a look at ours here. It's just kind of standard. But then, then you can make a Facebook to show your friends, really. But the MySpace is more for an entire community of fans, maybe people that you don't even know, or hopefully potential, maybe somebody you could record with, or even other bands who might want to play with you. But as for the Facebook, though, it's more just for friends. And then Reverb Nation is a good tool for artists, too, mostly because it helps you set up your gigs, and it's also a good way for you to put your music out to people who just haven't heard it before. And also TuneCore. TuneCore has probably been the most valuable to us because it's a site where you can send your CD and they'll package it, put it out to iTunes and Amazon, and I'll show you those right now, actually. For example, here's our CD, our first album on Amazon, and it's just a big help to be able to do that. It costs several $100s to do it, but they can at least get you out there on the internet. That's a way to get out there, out of your region, and get some new fans, hopefully.
Where do you see the recording industry and music in 10 years?
Well, it's been changing a lot. I recently spoke with Mark Frigo, who's an engineer in the area. He originally worked in Nashville for pretty much all the 90s, worked with Alan Jackson and Hootie, from Hootie and the Blowfish, for example, for just name a couple. But he said that back then he could just go into work every day in Nashville and just plan on new artists coming in, new talent being brought in already. Today it's just it's gone away from large labels so much that he's had to go home and start his own independent studio pretty much just from his house, and because just the major label game isn't really working anymore. So for example, a band like ours, we really couldn't even hope to get signed by a major label right now. And we wouldn't even really want to. You need to make almost your own business out of it, and just build it up so that once you're making some money and have several sites and have tours and thousands of fans and have made enough money that a label will notice you, then they'll sign you, it seems. So that's the way that the trend's going. It's more independent based, I guess.
On that note, what can bands do to get heard by potential record labels?
Well, that's okay. Well, the first thing you need to do is obviously make these websites and get some music out there. But the thing that we've been lacking with the most Marshmallow Overcoat is gigging around different places. You need to make a solid fan base in your area and then just expand it in that area. For example, if a band were to get a big fan base in State College, they could then get in with some Philly and Pittsburgh bands and tour with them, and maybe then get a fan base all over Pennsylvania and use websites to make it even more worldwide, I guess. That's a way to start. But an independent label is another good way to go. Just by meeting, everybody says you have to meet somebody, but for example, if you just know somebody with connections to a small label or their own recording studio, that could be enough just to get you heard by a major label eventually. And we're kind of going on that route right now. It's shaky. What sucks about it, what's not good about it, is you might spend a whole year and not get anywhere.
Do you believe illegal downloading has hurt the quality of music since the launch of Napster?
At first, it definitely hurt it because music sales went down huge quantities in the early 2000s, I know. But I'd say in the last 5 years, the industry has adjusted to what's happening. Now it's taking a more independent shift, like I said before. And bands that can create their own business and not get tied up in touring too much or getting a major record label, if they just build their own little empire almost, that's when people are going to notice, it seems. And that's not how it was back in the 60s. Like when the Beatles made it, all the work they'd done, just one day they kind of made it because the right guy saw them. And that's how it used to be. But, I mean, that could still happen, I guess, but you just can't count on it. So it seems just bands doing things for themselves, creating their own business and going to indie labels. That's the trend right now, it seems. And Napster and all that definitely caused it. That's what I'd say. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. This is Tyler Calkins. He's from Marshmallow Overcoat.
Let's see.
The massive decrease in music sales can be seen on a variety of graphs. The following graph shows the decline in global music sales in the last 10 years from 14.6 billion in 1999 to 6.3 billion in 2009. This graph shows a transformation from physical to digital music sales over the past 10 years for singles. Online music services like iTunes have allowed music fans to purchase individual songs for 99 cents instead of buying an entire album for $10 or more. This graph shows the transition of different media forms, vinyl to cassette to CD. Overall, the number of units sold has increased over the years. There is a visible decline in CD sales starting around the year 2000.
I'll do percentage.